Hello, welcome to my channel. Today I'm doing a seascape and I want to show you how I paint waves. Waves are a bit complicated for me. I have watched a lot of tutorials on painting waves and some days I think I've got it and other days I have to mess around a bit to get them how I like them, and this is one of those days. So I put some masking tape across my horizon line because I know that you have to have a straight horizon line when you've got seawater. It's not hilly or bumpy. And I forgot to turn my camera on, as I almost always manage to do. And I painted a blue with French ultramarine blue and titanium white for the sky, added straight titanium for the cloud, and a little French ultramarine blue with alizarin crimson for the shadow side of the cloud. And then I'm painting this green in for the cliffside or hillside, and it's too strong because it brings it into the foreground. If it's too vibrant, it should be much paler in color, maybe even bluish, which I didn't do, but I did go over it. I'm painting in acrylics, so you can go over anything if you're painting in acrylics. You don't have to worry about mistakes. I've faded it up a little bit. I'm peeling off my masking tape, and you can see I've got a lovely straight line there for my horizon line, and I'm going to paint in my ocean. And I think the first time around I do that a little greener than I wanted to, and I went over it again with some blue and got it to where I like it. That's my painting method. If you don't like it the first time, paint over it. I don't feel anything about that. I'm just happy to paint, and if I make mistakes I correct them, or sometimes I just let it go and paint something else. I eventually managed to get the sea how I like it, sort of greenish, bluish and patchy. Down here where I live in Florida, the sea is always that lovely turquoise blue, but it's not as interesting, I think, to paint as the northern sea, which has a patchiness to it. Like, it has dark areas where cloud cover makes a shadow, and it's sort of deep greenish, greyish, bluish. You never know what it's going to be on any given day, but it's never turquoise. I'm going to put a wave in the lower third, but this is not a choppy sea. This is a sea that's just rolling in, and I use horizontal strokes for that. I'm painting on 140-pound watercolor paper, and it's quite a cheap one, and it's buckling as it gets wetter. So I use some masking tape just to fix that in place, and that works a little bit better. I usually use canvas panels. I find them good to paint on and easy to store. I used raw sienna, a little titanium white, and a tiny touch of primary yellow to get a sort of Naples yellow. I couldn't find my Naples yellow. I've put it away somewhere. And that gives a good sand color. It's great for sunshine on tree trunks, things like that. A little dappled of sunshine, use Naples yellow. And I'm using it for sand. I'm using it for the sand that's under the water where the surf comes in, and a little brighter where it's drier, where the sand is drier. I'm imagining that light shines through the top of the wave, and so you see this greenish color, which I'm trying to put a curve in. And the wave casts a shadow that I didn't put the shadow in until much later in the painting, so it still doesn't look quite wave-like enough for me. The painting is at an awkward stage at the moment. You have to get all those little tiny trails of foam in and the shadows that they cast before it becomes watery looking. I can't explain it very well. You'll see as I go along. But those shadows are really important, and I end up using a watercolor pencil. Actually, it wasn't watercolor. It was just called an art marker, but I think it is water fast. And I used that as a shadow for these, the foam, and for the wave itself, I believe. It doesn't really matter what type of brush you use for this foam. You can use the edge of a flat brush, a small round, or a liner brush. Actually, I think a liner brush is probably the best. A damp brush is good for scrubbing out any mistakes, I find, as long as you get it quickly enough before the acrylic has time to dry and cure. You can scrub off any mistakes. Well, there's today's wave. I've done better waves in the past, I must admit, and hopefully will again in the future, but this is what I could manage today, and I'm okay with that. Well, that's it for today's painting. I hope you enjoyed the video, and if you did, please give me a like and subscribe. That helps my channel grow, and I'd appreciate that. And thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you next time.